The Alabama College of Osteopathic Medicine announced a partnership with Troy University to hopefully provide a unique opportunity to Troy graduates. News 4's Jacqueline Lambert joins us live in studio to talk about this. So Jacqueline, what prompted this partnership?
Kinsley, working together is not a new concept for Troy University and ACOM. Over the years, the college and university have worked together in some capacity. However, this new partnership provides a clear pathway for Troy graduates to become physicians. Representatives of the Alabama College of Osteopathic Medicine and Troy University signed a dotted line for a new partnership.
Our goal was to increase the number of students and their availability to come to ACOM and then stay in the area and the profession of their choice.
Through this, Troy students with the right GPA and MCAT scores are guaranteed a spot in the program, in turn saving them money. It is here that students will get hands-on training and foster relationships in the community.
So in addition to the Southeast Main Hospital, we have two hospitals that are part of Southeast and ACOM, one in the Taylor aspect and one in the Ashford aspect, so also allowing our physicians and our students, hopefully from Troy and then from ACOM, to be able to work in those areas, help support those rural areas. That is one of our missions here.
Troy University Chancellor Jack Hawkins looks forward to the pipeline of osteopathic physicians and other healthcare careers this partnership could produce.
We're grateful that ACOM would see the value of our students. We've sent more than, I think, 20 have graduated ACOM, and we have about 20 enrolled here now, but we're going to send more, and so we're excited about that.
Now the hope for this program is that once students graduate, they will choose to live and work in the Wiregrass. Kinsley?
Jacqueline Lambert, thank you for that report.